Welcome everyone to the CRL2 tourney. It is week 8 and we have a long slate of games ready for you guys. We have 4 rounds and 15 matchups here. It's going to be a long one, but it will be exciting to see who will be crowned the king of week 8 and the tourney. This is relatively close to the middle of the season, a time for people to decide what to do one last time before things get turned around. For the most part. Now, last year the tourney was held in week 3, so a lot different this year, but we have our two sides here. We have side B right here, the other side is side A. The screen showed that, obviously. Hopefully it's not too hard to remember. Here's our first matchup here. We have Peyton versus Ramin. Now, obviously, round 1 matchups only count towards the regular season record here. None of the other matches count as wins or losses except this first round. Winner will advance though, but Ramin is in lane 2 and Peyton is in lane 4. We have Roadster versus Retrograde here. We will also have a special guest showing up later. It looks like Peyton will score the first point here. Peyton has had a pretty promising team, but we'll see how they fare in the rest of this. Obviously, this is the first race of this little tournament that we got going in here. We got Scarab versus Fossil, and Fossil is showing that he really isn't that much of a fossil. It's more of just a name, not a describing feature. He scores another point for Peyton there. I know Peyton's getting excited here. It's a good win, 909 versus Red Rover, and Red Rover keeps up the pace. 909 has been a little bit slow on these turn tracks, but hopefully not too much of a setback for Peyton here. Peyton only needs one win here. Looks like we have True Blue versus Bottleneck. And oh my gosh, it looks like Ramin just brought it back. Ramin said he's not letting this tournament go to waste that quickly. Last matchup here, we have Storm versus Gulliver. Gulliver was in pretty promising here. And just like that, Peyton will be advancing to the next round. Just take a look at the podium here. We got it 3-2. Peyton will win, and he will go on to face the winner of this next matchup. We will have Colin versus Luke. Although it's time for our special guest to come in, please welcome Brendan Chrisman.
Hello, it is me, Brendan Chrisman, and I will be announcing for you guys. We have Luke in lane 2 and Colin in lane 4 here. Looks like it's going to be a tough matchup. We have Hammerhead versus Ace here. And Ace will score the first point there. Both teams are looking to get a win here. They're both at the bottom of their division, hoping to make a stride into the playoffs here. We have Wrath versus Draco. Wrath has been pretty good so far. Did pretty good in week 3 of last year. So, got over those hurdles pretty nicely and scores a point for Luke. Good job, Wrath. Look at our 2 winners there. They look amazing. Next up, we have Formula versus Laser. In goes Laser to the finish line. A flawless finish by Colin. Let's see if we can finish the deal here, or if Luke will get it to match point. Looks like our close to final matchup will be Blue Bolt versus Black Yoshi. Black Yoshi's been quite competitive, but has not been able to get the job done. But oh, it looks like he gets the job done. I'm Brendan Chrisman, by the way, and Colin advances to the next round. He will be playing the winner of this next matchup that we have here, which is which is Micah versus Ben Cressman. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with this. That is my fault. I was told the next one was that, but it wasn't. But Micah's in lane 2 and Ben Cressman's in lane 4. We have Iron versus Electro. In goes Iron. Micah scores the first point of this matchup here. Mike is looking for a win. Ben Cressman would also like a win. I mean, who doesn't like a win? I like a win. You like a win. And I better get a win against Ben Roth. That's even his real name. We got Glazer versus Cyberpunk. And Glazer is faster. Can Ben Cressman pull it together, or will he fall behind? We got Tesla versus Cosmos. And Cosmos pulls it together for our answer to the 2-0 deficit. Looks like Ben Cressman is still in the race, but for how much longer? Our next matchup will be Freedom versus Electrify Guy. That's a weird name. Who gave me these name cards? Looks like Electrify Guy, brother of Cosmos, has scored the point. Last matchup here, we have Boomer versus Porto. And Porto pulls it off. I'm Brandon Chrisman. Thank you for letting me announce. And that is all. Thank you.
What an exciting matchup there. Thank you, Brennan. I appreciate that. Next up, we have Drew versus Landon. We will have, starting right off the bat in lane 2 is the Nuke, and lane 4 is Tokyo. Landon's looking to get a win here. He's experienced a 3-loss losing streak after being on top of the world for the past 4, starting weeks, first 3 weeks, like that. But not looking good so far. We have the Nuke scoring the first point there. Next, we have Rex versus Mana. Landon has had a promising team, but ending up finishing is what his main problem is here. Not able to finish the job. He needs a solidified team, which can't finish the job here. Looks like they're just being beat senseless here. We have Submersible versus Velvet. Velvet has not been able to get the job done for 3 weeks in a row. And he continues his streak. This might be an issue for Landon going on. He might not even make playoffs, considering the competition that is going on in the Southwest. In our next matchup, we will have Braden versus Alex. Braden is seeking to make it to the playoffs, but he's slowly having to build up. But his newest addition will hopefully carry him there. It's looking like an underdog story, but who knows what will happen in these next couple weeks. We have Blaze 2.0 versus Sparky, and an easy win for Braden there. This is not very common for Team Braden to see these early wins here. Let's see if he can follow it up with a 2-0 way to put Alex in the hole here with Brian versus Red Rocket. And Brian scores the point. He puts Alex in the hole. Can he sweep? Who knows? This is Braden's opportunity to start off strong in this tournament. Advance on to the next one. We have Nickel versus Transformer. And Nickel flawlessly gets that victory there. Braden will sweep Alex and will go on to face the winner of this next matchup. We will have Lane versus Kian. Lane has been quite a juggernaut this season, followed by Drew, who have similar records. And if they keep this up, they're going to have a bonus little race to decide who gets the number 1 seed, because the difference between number 1 and number 3 are 2 different things. We have Blanco versus Drift here, and Blanco scores another point. Blanco has been tearing through the competition. His record is amazing so far. He is actually, with that win, Blanco is now 8-0. His record still stands. We have Bubble versus Oblivion. And Bubble has been a threat to be reckoned with. We don't have his record, but he's been pretty flawless throughout this season too. Not looking to see much stops or him getting beat anytime soon. That's the thing with Lane's competition. You see, Drew, he has about 3 X-Factor cars, but all of Lane's cars he has 3 X-Factors, and the other 2 are still better than your average car, which just shows how Lane is so much of a juggernaut. He won the finals, and he decided to keep it going. Our next matchup will be Ben Roth versus Brendan. We will have Lane versus Braden in the second round there. But first off, we have Ben Roth in lane 2 and Brendan in lane 4. It looks like we have Midas versus Celestial. And a quick win by Brendan there. Brendan is desperately looking for a win to keep his ground in the Southeast. This could be the start of Brendan's regaining of his land. You know, like the metaverse, like Atlas Earth. But Ben Roth will score another point there. This is not looking good for Brendan. It's tied, but this could go south for Brendan here. We have Banana versus Jaguar. Oh, and a comeback from the end there. Brendan's 2-1. I really hope he wins here after being in the booth. Really make him feel kind of bad if he lost here, but because, he's here with us. We have Carbon versus Fizz. And Fizz can just not pull it off here. It's coming down to the wire here. Our last matchup here for this. I know Brennan is really hoping to win this. He has Jetstream versus Apex. And Jetstream will take the win. I'm so sorry, Brendan, but you will not be advancing to the second round. Ben Roth will play the winner of this next matchup. We will have Isaac versus Grant. This is our last matchup in round 1 until we go to round 2. Looks like we have Exhaust versus Blueprint here. Looks like we got Isaac in lane 2 and Grant in lane 4. Down they go. And Exhaust scores the first point. Isaac is desperately searching to try and get a better record than Luke here. Leave him in the dust. If he loses, they will continue their back and forth. But if he wins, he will get a 1-win lead over Luke here. That's all he really needs. And it looks like he's getting closer. All he needs is one more point here. We have Crimson versus Lakitu. Lakitu has been pretty good at what he does. Just like that. Scoring the first point for Grant. This might not be time to set off the alarms for Isaac yet. But who knows? Is our next matchup. We have Pharaoh versus Void. Yeah, he's not going to have to set off the alarms. Void. I think Void hasn't won at all in any of his matchups. But Isaac will win and take that spot over Luke in the Southeast. It's just what they were looking for. Sadly for Isaac and Luke, Drew and Lane did not lose yet. But coming up soon in the divisional matchups, the last 3 weeks of the series, we will get to see those people face off. One of them will have to lose. And we are right here into round 2 now. Sorry if you missed it, but the power rankings were also right there. We'll show them at the end too, by the way. But we have Peyton in lane 2 and Colin in lane 4. We have Bottleneck versus Xenon. I didn't really expect Colin to go even this far. My predictions had him going out first against Luke. I thought Luke was better than that. But no, Peyton scores a point here. I don't even know if Colin can make it past Peyton. Peyton's a pretty rough opponent here. Peyton has a pretty overall balanced team, and it might be just what he needs to put Colin in the grave. And Draco just burns out 909 there. 909 might not be the right choice for Peyton here. Who knows? We'll have to see. Peyton's looking for a spot in the playoffs, but who knows what will happen. Obviously, we still have 7 more weeks. We have Gulliver versus Black Yoshi. And Black Yoshi is just a menace. This might be it for Peyton. He might actually lose to Colin, realizing this team, Colin's team, is actually not that bad of a team. We have Fossil versus Laser here. It's actually a tried and true team. Oh my gosh, Colin will advance to round 3 and will play the winner of the next series. But oh my gosh, I think we're realizing that Colin's team might have been sleeping on us this whole time. Next up, we have Ben Cressman versus Drew. I want to speak to whoever messed up the graphic, but Drew is actually in lane 4 and Ben Cressman is in lane 2. Looks like we have Electron versus Rocket. And Rocket scores an early first point there. Should be the start of many. We have Porto versus Submersible. Down they go. And Porto just puts it away. He's an underrated car, really. He was Ben Cressman's first pick, but he's been doing pretty good for Ben Cressman. Tried and true. Almost always wins there for him. Next up, we will have Cosmos versus Shy Guy. And look at that. Shy Guy just barely gets it over Ben Cressman. Drew believes in this second lane advantage superstition, but right now he's proven it wrong. Drew believes that the second lane has a true advantage, but right now Drew is demolishing. We have Rex versus Cyberpunk, and Drew will take the crown. Looks like it wasn't that much of a contest here, but Drew will be facing Colin in the 3rd round. That is something I did not think I'd be saying. But next up, we have Brayden versus Lane. If Brayden can beat Lane, I would consider this a success. But even making it to here is a success, because all we needed was the win, really. We have Nickel versus Pop. Brayden is in lane 2. Lane is in lane 4. Lane. Oh my gosh. Pop gets put away there by Nickel. Nickel's been pretty tried and true, has been with Brayden since the start of the CRL, one of his first picks. Next up, we have Chrome versus Bubble. And Bubble just puts Braden away there. Didn't expect to see much from Chrome. He was trying Drew, but he's been kind of losing a lot of his steam recently in these couple weeks. Next up, we have Scorpio versus Sunny. Sunny is regarded as the number 5 ranked on Lane's team. Look at that. Scorpio scores here. Braden could win this on a point here. Lane does not answer kindly, though. His team is stacked. His secret weapons are coming out. Converse has been the sleeper for Lane's team. Look at that, scoring a swift point. Just like Blanco was a sleeper pick for Lane's team last year. Everybody was so shocked about Bubble that they just didn't focus on how fast Blanco was. But now we have Blaze 2.0 versus Blanco. They look pretty similar. They're same model cars. And Lane gets the point there. It looked like Blanco stumbled there. That could be a little bit of an issue for Lane there. But hopefully that doesn't happen in one of his later matchups, because he will be going to round 3. And he will face the winner of this matchup. We have Ben Roth versus Isaac. Isaac is looking to get his revenge on Lane for all the pain he has caused him in this entire series of the CRL. Isaac lost to Lane in a week 1 in the first season, and then lost in a heartbreaker in the first round. What the heck? How did it know? How did it know that Ben would win there? That was a little bit weird. We had a little scoreboard glitch, but I will just take it, I guess. Next up is Banana versus Ethereal. That'll be another win for Ben Roth. Isaac might not get his revenge here. This could be sad for Isaac here. Let's see if he can put together a comeback. We have Midas versus Exhaust. And it looks like he can do it. That's the start of Isaac's comeback here. We have Titan versus Poltergeist. And he does it! Okay, one more point for Isaac or Ben to drill it home here. Who will go to round 3? Who will face Lane in the conference final? We have Carbon versus Crimson, 2 tried and true racers. And it looks like it comes down to the wire as Ben Roth will go to round 3. I'm so sorry, Isaac. You will not get your playoff revenge yet. Maybe he'll see Lane in the playoffs. You never know. With 7 more weeks to go, looks like we have our 2 round 3 matchups. We will have Colin versus Drew and Lane versus Ben Roth. These are 4 strong teams. One of them feels a little bit of the elephant in the room, but you know what? Looks like we might not have to worry about him for too long because the Juggernaut is here. Drew has paved his way to success. We have Xenon versus Rex. Drew is not a soft hitter in this game. Looks like he's looking to put him away easily. Drew puts up the first point. Let's see if Colin can answer to this. I hope Colin can make it far, but I'm not feeling quite confident in this team. He barely got through by the skin on his teeth in the past 2. But will he get this one? We have Laser versus Submersible. And he does it. He answers Drew's first point. Let's see if he can keep it up. Take a look at the podium here. Feel like a bit of a negative Nancy here. Not believing Colin, but maybe he will. Draco versus Rocket. And Drew scores another point. Things are looking grim. Colin needs the win 2 times in a row now if he wants to take it home. Drew just needs to win once. But let's see. Shy Guy versus Black Yoshi. Oh my gosh, Black Yoshi with the comeback there. It is match point to decide who will go to the finals. We will have Ace versus the Nuke. The Nuke has been a promising addition for Drew. They are brothers, actually. Thought I'd add that. Let's see. And Ace does it! Colin will be going to the finals and facing whoever wins the next matchup. I did not expect this. I believe in Colin. I'm hopping on the bandwagon now. I believe that he will win. Looks like we have Lane versus Ben Roth here. Next up is Converse versus Titan. Lane is looking to dominate here. But yeah, so once again, Lane scores another point there with Converse. Scored the winning point there with Converse in the last matchup. Let's see what he can do. Bubble versus Jetstream. Jetstream won the match for Ben the last match. It's just not enough. Bubble takes the win there. Lane needs one more point in the win. Ben Roth needs to step up here if he wants any chance at making it to the finals here. Next up is Sunny versus Midas. I feel like Midas has that slight edge over Sunny. Yep, looks like he does. I had a hunch there. Looked like it paid off. Midas used to be on my team, but now he's not because I'm not a team anymore. But it's beside the point. We have Blanco versus Banana. This could be a blowout. Blanco does not stop rolling. He rolls right into the end there, and Lane is going to the finals. Your finals will be Colin versus Lane. I hope this goes the way we all want it to go. But this could go two ways. Two ways to be exact. You don't really know what to expect here. But we're about to find out because we have Colin in lane 2. And Lane is in lane 4. We'll see what they got here. They are about to go down. We have Laser versus Sunny. Colin is going to need the win here. This would be huge for Colin. But a little uneasy stat is that the winners of the tourney, or at least the winner of the tourney, was eliminated from playoffs last year. Didn't make it, so maybe this is not in Colin's best interest. But who knows? Looks like he's still trying to win anyways, but Laser gets that first point there. That's pretty exciting. We have Xenon versus Pop. Not sure what to expect from this matchup here. Looks like Pop gets the point there, 1-1. Who knows what can happen? There's the podium with our 2 winners so far. Next up, we have Draco versus Converse. Oh, things are not looking bright for Colin here. Perhaps the moment we all waited for did not pay off. But who knows, our next matchup is Bubble versus Black Yoshi. Bubble was in the MVP race last year. And Black Yoshi with the comeback there. Looks like it's going to be match point here. Who will be the finals champion for the tourney? We have Ace versus Blanco here. Ace has gone 6-2. Blanco 10-0. The odds are not in his favor, but oh my goodness. Colin wins it all. Looks like Blanco stumbled there. The same thing I said, hopefully it didn't happen to Blanco. Happened to Blanco, which means Colin is the winner of the CRL2 tourney. That is great for Colin. I'm sure he's very happy about this. Those 23 minutes paid off. Let's see the tourney MVP. Just like I guessed, it was Ace. Ace is our little finals MVP. And let's take a look at the winning team here on the podium. We got Xenon, Black Yoshi, Ace, Laser, and Draco. A team that was ruled out from the very beginning, even from me, has taken the trophy. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Brendan, for your announcing. And that's all. So, have a great night. Colin is your tourney champion. Let's throw the graphic up. And that's all. Good night.
Colin wins the tourney. Colin wins the tourney.